I fell for every single one of these bags. They were giving me sleepless nights. Well, okay, maybe not sleepless nights, but they were living rent free in my mind and they were almost purchased until they weren't. So let's talk about why. But before we start, a quick disclaimer that if you have any of these bags, I envy you because I think that they are beautiful bags. And if beautiful was my only criteria for buying bags, I would have every single one of them. Starting with bag number one, the Dior Toujours bag. So this bag, to me, it's my favorite bag that Dior has released since, I want to say, the Dior Book Tote. But then again, I wasn't really ever like a Book Tote girly. I never went for that bag. So honestly, I don't even know since when. And leaving my personal feelings about Dior aside, in theory, I absolutely love this bag. And I don't know why hasn't it been more hyped up. This bag is literally the definition of my style. It's like it's very Dior with the oversized canache and also like the little Dior charms dangling on the side, but it's also not too much in your face. Like it's not overwhelmingly designer screaming Dior. It's more of a if you know kind of vibe, which is completely my vibe. It's very relaxed, and I also love that it has adjustable handles, which means that you can wear it as a top handle bag and also as a shoulder bag. Hello, versatility. Thank you very much. There was only one thing that really bothered me about this bag, which was the awkward strap closure system thing. But I thought to myself, like, how impractical could it really be? I'm sure that they've made it practical enough. But then I tried this bag on. I think it was when I went to pick up my Dior saddlebag in the newspaper print for my birthday. And I got so annoyed with that bag. Like, I generally hate this type of belt, whether it's an individual belt or it's a belt on your coat, on your dress, on your trousers. I hate it. I feel like it takes so much effort every single time you have to open and close it. And that's just, like putting on clothes. I can't imagine to put so much effort every single time I want to access my belongings. Like, I simply don't have the patience. And then the way it's just dangling there, like in the middle of the bag, even visually, it bothers me. So, technically, I could have the bag always open, but that would open a whole other can of worms because I feel like a tote bag, you need to be able to close it, at least somewhat close it. So I see what they were going for because I think that in theory, it does look more luxurious than like a magnetic clasp or if you were able to manually tie the bag, but it just lacks functionality. Now, bag number two is the Saint Laurent Icare bag. And this bag, when it first came out, I didn't really care for it because I feel like even though it's a very cool bag, it felt so hyped up. And you always have to be very careful when there is so much hype around the bag because then you don't know if you're buying it because it's a really nice bag or you're buying it because it has all this hype around it and it's always sold out and yada, 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 all of that. So for me, I knew that it's not going to work out as soon as it came out because of the massive logo. It was way too much for me. Like, I get it, it's a big bag, it has a big logo, so it works for it, but it was too flashy for me. I have done the big bag, big logo, okay, maybe not big bag, but I have done the big logo thing, and I just know that it doesn't work for me. So I was like, okay, this is easy, this is a pass for me. And then came the raffia version, and that's where they got me. I fell for that bag. I fell for it hard, and they were teasing us with that bag for months because I think I saw it like end of 2023, but it was only available for purchase in the beginning of 2024. But some people somehow managed to get that bag already at the end of 2023. And I kept refreshing the Saint Laurent website every single day with my credit card ready to go. I needed that bag. That was, of course, until I saw the price. And I think I can honestly say that this is the only bag that I have ever not bought only because of the price. And guys, trust me, I can always find a way how to justify my ridiculous purchases. Always, no matter if they make sense, if they don't make any sense, because I mean, let's be honest, most of them are ridiculously overpriced. We are paying huge premiums. So I'm kind of used to finding ways on how to find excuses on my purchases. From, let's say, I can find 1,000 ways to style this bag over the next 10 years, to I simply had a bad day and I feel like I need to treat myself. So I can find those excuses, but this time I just felt like there were no excuses for a Saint Laurent bag to be that expensive. And no shade to Saint Laurent, it's just that in my head, I feel like I have a limit. What is the maximum amount of money that I would pay for a Saint Laurent bag? And 4,500 for a bag made of straw, it's going over the limit. I mean, yes, of course, the detailing is incredible. That bag is beautifully made, and the little sunglasses pouch. Are you kidding me? It is so cute. So it's a really nice bag, but on top of the fact that it's a Saint Laurent bag, it's a raffia bag. It is also, I mean, obviously, because it's a raffia bag, it's a seasonal summer bag. So there is a limited amount of time that you can even use it throughout the year. So I don't know, like, it is impossible to justify this bag. In fact, Saint Laurent has a very similarly made bag, the Lefebvre 7 tote bag version in raffia, and I feel like the raffia on that bag is very, very similar as it is on the Icare bag. But the price difference between these two bags is huge, because I think in the US, the Lefebvre 7 in raffia is $1,900. And if I'm not mistaken, the Icare in raffia is something like 5,300. 5,300. Literally, who came up with this number? Anyway, let's move on to the next bag, which is the Alaia Le Teckel bag. Guys, I love this bag. Like, I love this bag. I love the maximized east-west style to the point where it's almost giving sausage, but like a very cool sausage, like it girl level sausage. I love how clean it looks. I love how effortlessly cool it looks. But my problem with this bag is a part of why I love this bag. It's almost it's almost too clean. It's almost too simple. Now, I do like minimal bags, and I don't necessarily need a big flashy in your face logo on every single one of my bags, but I feel like for me there is something missing. There is something that doesn't excite me about that bag. And so, for example, when we look at other brands that are not very logo heavy, for example, like Bottega, their bags, they're also very simple. Like the designs, they are nothing really that special. Let's be honest, okay? But it's the intrecciato leather weave that really makes those bags stand out. And so I feel like that's exactly what I'm missing with the Le Teckel bag. I have, however, been keeping my eyes open on all the different versions that they've been releasing of this bag. So, for example, I really liked the suede one. I think it was beautiful. Still a little bit too simple for me, but beautiful. I also really liked the denim one. Same story for me as the suede one. And then there was the different animal print ones. So that was more in the right direction. It's just that I'm not really an animal print type of girl. But other than that, I feel like already that was a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting. So that's what I feel like I'm waiting for. Maybe something with like leather fringes or buckles, or I don't know, something crazy, but at the same time, wearably crazy, so that I just don't want it to feel like another black bag. So I'm waiting for that excitement. So this bag I have not bought yet, but it's still kind of on the list, so maybe I'm cheating a little bit here. And now moving on to bag number 4, which is the Jacquemus Le Petit Bambola. Who comes up with these names, honestly? Is it Jacquemus himself, or is it the marketing team? I don't know, but I feel like they have a lot of fun naming these bags. But anyway, let's talk about Jacquemus. So I love Jacquemus. I love how in almost every single one of his shows, he manages to introduce something new, or at least something that feels new, something that feels like we haven't seen before. And even if we have seen something similar before, it still feels fresh and it feels true to the brand. It feels different from all the other brands. And that's something that I really respect about his designs, because that requires a lot of talent and a lot of work. So I love that. And that's why I've also really wanted to have a Jacquemus bag in my handbag collection once again. But the thing is that usually they just lack in the practicality department. And to me, a beautiful handbag that is impractical is basically the same as a painful pair of shoes. It's pretty to look at, but you don't want to wear it, you know? That was, of course, until this bag. I just love the design of this bag. I love how it's basically a bucket bag, but the design is so innovative that it almost doesn't look like a bucket bag. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's how his designs are so cool and so different from other brands. And then I also really like the puffy gold detail on the top of the bag. The top handles look really comfortable to wear, so like she's a 10 out of 10. We have functionality and we have a cool design. Of course, when I first saw it, it wasn't even available yet. I think I saw it on Rosie Huntington Whiteley's Instagram. I have mentioned her so many times before. She is one of the biggest influencers for me. I mean, she's a supermodel and a businesswoman now, but her style really influences me a lot. I feel like she has the coolest wardrobe. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I love her style. The bag wasn't available yet. I think she had it because she was invited to the Jacquemus fashion show. So that's where I saw it first. And that's when the hunt began. I started stalking the website and waiting for the bag to finally be available for purchase. And then a few months later, it was finally available for everyone to buy, but I ended up not going for it. And the reason is really quite silly, but valid at the same time. And it's basically because I have too many black and gold bags as is. And so then the question was, do I love the Le Petit Bambola bag more than the bags that I already have or not? And the answer was no. As much as I like it, I don't need two or three or four more bags for the same purpose. And for as long as I love the bags that I have now that can be used for the same purpose as the Bambola bag, why do I always want to highlight Bambola? I don't know why. Please ignore me. But anyway, so one in, one out. If I love it more than the bags that I already have, I will buy it. But if I don't love it more than what I already have, I can't justify buying it because, yes, of course, you can always make an exception. But if you make this exception once, then you're going to make it twice. And that's how you end up with 100 bags. And that's just simply not where I want to end up. I want to keep it nice and clean and curated. The only exception when I would buy this bag is if they released it in a different color that I really loved. Because, for example, right now, the black and gold combo was my absolute favorite. The cream and gold was beautiful, but it's just not as beautiful as the black and gold. So if they did a different color or a different texture, like let's say raffia with tan leather details, please, Jacquemus, are you listening? Please make it in raffia with tan leather details. And the gold ball. Keep the gold hardware, please. Anyway, so in that case, I would still go for it because the design, I feel like it is absolutely beautiful. And now the last bag on this list is the Gucci Jackie bag. And I love the one that was in the burgundy, crinkled, shiny leather in particular. That was the one that I was the most interested in getting because I love it. I love how clean the design is, and I love the little clasp detail, but at the same time, I love just the extraness of that bag when it's in that stunning burgundy, shiny, crinkled leather. It was all of those things, they just make the bag for me. So finally, I had to try it on, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very disappointed. The leather was beautiful, the color was perfection, the exact burgundy red that I have been wanting to buy for so many years. So that's where it won for me, but the practicality, there was none basically, because the whole clasp system felt basically useless. The bag felt hard to access, to open and close the clasp. I don't know, for me, it felt very uncomfortable. And then it also felt a little bit useless because the bag was still pretty much open. So why am I going through all this hustle to unbuckle and buckle it when I can still get in the bag with the buckle closed? So that means that other people that stand behind me, they can also get in the bag. And it felt very, very open. So that really shocked me. But what shocked me the most was that even when it was on the longest length, strap length, because the strap is adjustable, and I had it on the maximum length, it was still going in my armpit. Like, it was very uncomfortable to wear, and it really truly shocked me. I did not expect it. I thought that it was going to feel a little bit more like the Saint Laurent Le 7 bag. That one is very comfortable to wear, and so I didn't even think that it was going to be a problem. So that really took me by surprise. I feel like it looks better in pictures than it works as a bag. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very aesthetically pleasing, it's very beautiful to look at, but it's just not very user friendly. And so this is where I feel like we go back to the painful but beautiful pair of shoes. It's almost like you would wear it for an Instagram picture, and then once you got the picture, you would change it to a more comfortable and easy to wear bag, you know? So I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts about these bags. Am I making a mistake with any one of them? Do you have any of them? Have you had positive or negative experiences? Please share all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was somewhat useful, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Stay safe, everyone.